Great. Once my guided missile system is complete, and paired with the supersonic bomb, it'll be a trinity of precision guidance. Let's see who dares challenge me then. The might of Daxia. Ouch. How did I end up here? Where is this place? Who is this beautiful woman? I've actually traveled through time, to a parallel universes, warring states period. It's always said that heroes emerge in times of chaos. In the past, the first emperor united the 6 states. Now, Xavier Lin will conquer all. Looks like I've come at just the right time.
Husband. Husband. Someone, come quick.
My lord, what's wrong? Why has he fainted on the ground?
Hurry, take a look. Husband, what happened?
Your Majesty, my lord is fine. He just fainted from overwhelming desire. My lord's body is rather weak. Dr. Sun was right after all. My lord's current condition is not suitable for sharing a bed with you.
Let's help him to the bed first. Thankfully, he didn't see me in my imperial robes. How can my husband's illness be cured?
Your Majesty, my lord's illness needs time and rest for recovery. He will be healed in due time. I observed the stars last night. I fear the Emperor star is descending. The 7 kingdoms will inevitably fall into chaos again. Your Majesty, why not bring the Lord into the palace for rest? That way, you can focus on governing the state.
But if we bring him into the palace now, my identity as a woman will surely be exposed. Will definitely be discovered by others. With the Emperor star descending, and war on the horizon, if, at such a critical moment, people find out that King Zhou is a woman, it could cause political instability. The people's hearts would be unsettled, and our great Zhou would be in grave danger.
My lord, you are unwell and cannot go out.
Oh, I must find my wife.
Don't stop me. Your Majesty, could it be that the Master has discovered your true identity?
Oh dear, sir.
Husband. You're weak. You can't be out in the wind. Why did you come out?
Greetings, madam.
This is my wife. She's so beautiful. But the original owner of this body hasn't even shared a bed with her. What a waste of such beauty. If I could spend just one night with her, I'd die happy.
Husband. What are you looking at?
Oh, honey, you look like someone with money. You must be rich. With your money and my equipment skills, we could easily conquer the world.
Darling. What nonsense are you talking about?
Honey, let's start a rebellion.
What? A rebellion?
Yes, a rebellion.
My husband has been bedridden for years, never caring about what's happening outside. And today, you want to rebel? I think it must be you all, who have been staying by his side for so long. That's why he's acting like this, inciting him to rebel. Take him out. Beat him to death with sticks.
Madam, I've been wronged.
No, my lady. It wasn't them who incited me. It was my own decision to rebel. I'm serious.
Do you also think that I, King Zhou, am unfit to be king?
King Zhou ruled the country through military power. He defended against powerful enemies. He pacified the common folk within. In the chaos of the 7 kingdoms, he ensured the people of Zhou lived in peace and prosperity. Truly, he is a rare wise ruler.
If he's such a wise ruler, then why are you rebelling?
The balance of power among the 7 kingdoms has lasted for over 300 years. All the nations are stirring restlessly. War is about to break out. The other 6 kingdoms have already formed a surrounding force against Zhou. Once war begins, Zhou will be the key battleground. Whoever conquers Zhou will gain a buffer zone in the war.
My lady. Sir, you're absolutely right. Now that the Emperor's star has descended, war is imminent. Once war breaks out, Zhou Kingdom will likely...
Yes. Once war breaks out, Zhou Kingdom will definitely be the first to fall. Rather than waiting for our kingdom to perish, it would be better to strike first. With the weapons I've developed, we could sweep across the 6 kingdoms and unify the world. It would be as easy as turning over one's hand.
But there's no need to rebel. The others haven't even started fighting yet. and you're already thinking of rebellion. Isn't that just asking for trouble?
Oh dear, my dear, are you out of your mind? Since ancient times, emperors have always been heartless, instead of being his subject. Why not just kill that dog of an emperor? Take his power. And then we can be together. Have 10 or 8 chubby sons, to inherit our family business. By then, I can have a harem of 3,000 beauties, wives and concubines aplenty. Hee. Ouch.
Oh really? Your body hasn't even fully recovered, and you're already thinking about taking concubines? I do not agree. If you dare take a concubine, we're getting divorced.
My dear, I was just joking, don't be mad, okay? If I ever take a concubine, I'll definitely need your approval first. Looks like I'd better focus on my career instead. Let's start a rebellion first.
So no matter what, you're planning to kill the Emperor of Zhou, right?
My lord. Stop talking.
My dear, you're really smart. That dog of an emperor must die. When the time comes, after we successfully rebel, you will become empress, ruling the entire nation. I will be in charge of enjoying life in the arms of beauties and taking concubines until my legs give out.
Darling, you're still talking about taking concubines? If you dare think about taking concubines again, I'll kill you. No. I'll castrate you.
No more concubines. I was wrong. As long as you don't agree, I won't take any concubines.
Very well. Sweeping across the 6 realms, unifying the world is no easy feat. Now that your health has slightly improved, I'll let you stretch your muscles a bit. After all, we are husband and wife. Since you want to rebel, then I will support you unconditionally. Grace, bring over 200 taels of gold tomorrow.
Yes.
200 taels of gold. My wife really is a rich woman. My dear. Actually, just give me 100 men, and a piece of land, that will be enough.
Then I'll give you 5,000 men, and 100 acres of land in the West City. Husband, go ahead and do what you need to do.
Alright. That's settled. Our grand plan will succeed. With my wealthy wife backing me, and my wisdom combined, conquering a vast empire, will be a piece of cake. Just wait for the good times to roll. Hee. My dear. It's getting late. The two of us should get some rest.
Sir, Madam has urgent matters to attend to. She needs to leave immediately.
You go ahead and start your rebellion.
Hey, my dear, don't go. My dear.
Your Majesty, are you really going to let my husband rebel?
He just recovered from a serious illness. Let him stir things up a bit to stretch his muscles. He can't cause too much trouble. Tomorrow, you will assign the land and the manpower to him. The top priority is that princess from Chu. I'm afraid, she doesn't come with good intentions. Let's go. Let's meet her. The third princess of Chu. What brings you to the Great Zhou?
Our Chu kingdom shares a border with the Western Wilds. Now that the Emperor Star has descended, chaos is about to break out across the land. Therefore, I have come here to ask the Zhou kingdom to cede the 3 cities of the Western Wilds to our Chu kingdom to serve as a buffer zone for the war. In addition, the Zhou kingdom must guarantee Chu kingdom's sovereignty over the 3 cities of the Western Wilds. If necessary, you must send troops to defend the 3 cities of the Western Wilds.
The 3 cities of the Western Wilds. This land originally belonged to our Zhou kingdom, and now you want me to hand it over? You even want me to help you guard the 3 cities of Xia? You're clearly shifting Chu kingdom's war onto our Zhou kingdom.
That's right. We're treating your Zhou kingdom like a watchdog. Either obediently become our watchdog, or the iron cavalry of Chu kingdom will flatten Zhou kingdom.
You're pushing us too far.
So what if I am? I'm not negotiating with you. I'm informing you. You have only 3 days. Either be a good watchdog for me, or else your country will fall.
Sir, the people and the land Madam arranged are all in place now. How should we proceed?
These are the construction blueprints. Make sure they complete everything within 3 days, according to the blueprints, and build the factory and equipment I need.
Sir, these are.
These will be the foundation for my future domination. Get it arranged immediately. Make it happen right away. No mistakes allowed.
Yes, sir.
Chu Kingdom. Do you really think our Zhou dynasty has no one left? Relay my order. Prepare the entire army for battle. In 3 days, I will personally lead the expedition.
Your Majesty, please reconsider. The Imperial Star has descended. War is imminent. All nations will prioritize attacking the Zhou Kingdom. The Zhou Kingdom's cavalry is unmatched in the world. If we rashly start a war, even if we win, it will be a narrow victory. By then, other nations will surely take the opportunity to carve up the Zhou Kingdom. It's not worth it.
Then what do you suggest? Should we just hand it over without a fight?
Your Majesty, have you noticed? The master seems a bit different. He has stayed in the courtyard for a long time, yet the moment he woke up, he analyzed the state of the world, and confidently said he would unify the nation. At first, I just thought the master was speaking nonsense. But recently, I heard the weapons he's been researching are starting to take shape.
You mean we should go take a look at him?
He.
Greetings, madam.
My dear. You're here. I was just saying I was going to find you. Come quickly, take a look at this newly developed destructive weapon.
What is this?
This is called a bomb. With just a press of this button, the bomb can be launched. It can reach any location within 3,000 miles. Anywhere can be hit, and also, it will destroy everything in its path. Within a radius of 10 miles, nothing will survive.
Is it really that powerful?
Of course it is. My dear, have you found out the location of the palace? Tell me, and I'll flatten the palace right now.
Darling. Are you all right?
My dear. You don't understand. Well, that's fine. Just watch. Let me show you now. The power of the ultimate weapon.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Your Majesty, no. My lady, the weapon that the master developed, it's truly incredible. It can destroy entire armies in an instant. If we have this
hunk of metal. How many more do you have?
Not many. Only about 1,000 or so. Tell me where the palace is. I can flatten the palace in minutes.
Over 1,000. You're not just trying to flatten the palace. You're aiming to flatten the entire Zhou Kingdom, aren't you?
Don't talk nonsense.
Darling. You're amazing.
This is nothing. I have even more powerful treasures.
I used to think Xavier was just messing around. I didn't expect him to actually develop such a terrifying weapon. With these things in hand, it's not just the kingdom of Chu anymore. Even if the 6 nations join forces in front of us, they are as weak as ants. Grace, in the coming days, make sure to visit Xavier often. You must satisfy any of his requests.
Your Majesty, we should move out of the palace for now. After seeing the weapons Xavier made today, I just have this feeling that the palace doesn't feel very safe.
Go notify Luna. Make sure he keeps a close eye on my husband. He must not discover the location of the palace. Also, have someone draw a fake map. Mark our battlefield as the palace. That way, I can hand it over to my husband when the time comes.
Yes. I'll take care of it right away.
Your Majesty, a report. The Princess of Chu is requesting an audience.
It's not even 3 days yet, and she's already so impatient.
The Princess of Chu says they've changed their minds. They think the 3 cities of Xi are too few. They want 18 cities of Xi.
Such a huge appetite. The 18 cities of Xia occupy 1/3 of our nation's territory. You people from Chu have quite the appetite. Aren't you afraid of biting off more than you can chew?
Our Chu Kingdom has always had a big appetite. Not to mention the 18 cities of Xia. Even your entire Zhou Kingdom, our Chu Kingdom, can swallow it whole. But
our princess is merciful. If you kneel and beg our princess, she might consider following the previous agreement and only take 3 of your CA cities.
How dare you, the son of heaven of the great Zhou. How dare you make a princess of the Zhou Kingdom kneel before you?
Who do you think you are? What right do you have to speak here? Your emperor from the Zhou Kingdom, in our Chu Kingdom, is worth less than nothing.
You.
Grace, step back.
See that? This is the difference between us.
In my great Joe. Even my maidservant is not someone you can reprimand.
How bold of you. Aren't you afraid of the iron cavalry of Chu?
If you want war, then let there be war. I've long heard of your Chu kingdom's iron cavalry, the best in the world. I'd like to see for myself whether the cavalry of your Chu kingdom is stronger, or if the blade of my great Joe is superior. We'll see who's better.
Fine. Very well. In 3 days, Great Joe will be waiting for the fields to be littered with corpses.
My dear. This time, I've placed the fate of the entire Joe kingdom in your hands. You mustn't let me down.
Your Majesty, the Chu Kingdom has gathered an army of 1 million, stationed outside G City. They will attack in 1 hour. Our forces inside G City are less than 300,000. Please make a decision, Your Majesty.
Notify the soldiers in Xi to abandon the city walls and retreat 100 miles.
But?
This is an order.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, this is the newly drawn map.
My lord, the fate of the Zhou kingdom rests on your shoulders. Either the Zhou kingdom falls. Either that, I will make a name for myself in this battle for Zhou. Follow me out of the palace. My dear husband, I found the location of the palace. Here's the map.
That's great. Sigh.
Husband, the location is found. Hurry up and launch the bomb.
No, no, no. This area in the west looks like a dry, barren land. The location is also remote. Look, it's even near the border of Chu. What kind of palace would be built in such a place? Oh dear, my dear, you must have made a mistake. It's better if I go inspect it myself.
Oh, husband.
The Zhou kingdom, it's about to be mine.
It's over, it's over. Our Zhou Kingdom is about to fall. Run.
Your Majesty, if we miss the chance, and let the Chu army enter, our Zhou kingdom will be destroyed.
My dear, wait for me to return.
Darling. It's just a bomb, isn't it? You launch it first. If the position is wrong, I'll help you find it.
Oh my. My silly wife. Do you think a bomb is like fireworks that you can just set off? Every bomb you launch burns through real gold and silver. Last time I let you launch one, that was to prove my capabilities to you. Now you already know. Since you believe me now, we need to save up. We can't just throw bombs around. Got it?
Then let me prove it to you right now. My capabilities. 5 million taels of silver. Is that enough to launch a bomb?
5 million taels. You spendthrift woman, your money, isn't it my money too? When we rebel in the future, we'll need a lot of money. Learn to save. Save up.
As long as you launch the bomb now, I'll agree to sleep with you. They even want you to take a concubine. And then fill your harem with 3,000 beauties.
Are you serious?
I always keep my word.
Let's go to sleep first.
Oh, Xavier Lin.
Yeah, my dear. Darling, look, the bombs have already been planted. So, what you said earlier should be fulfilled now.
No rush. Let's wait a bit. I want to wait for the battle report.
There's a report.
Hey, darling.
Hey, Master. Madam still has urgent official business to attend to. You'd better wait a little longer.
Speak. How is the situation on the front line?
The Chu Kingdom has deployed an army of 1 million, and we haven't lost a single soldier. The million-strong army of the Chu Kingdom was completely consumed by the fire, reduced to ashes.
Looks like Xavier Lin didn't disappoint me after all. The money was well spent.
So, you'd better remind the madam. A couple more times for me. When it's time to pick someone for me, make sure to find me some with curves and S-shaped figure.
Oh.
Just like you, the best kind.
Ah,
Xavier Lin. How dare you flirt with my maid? Do you think I don't exist? Even a rabbit doesn't eat the grass near its own burrow.
But there's grass right here. Why bother running all over the mountain?
I can't be bothered with you. I've got something to do. I'm leaving.
Hey, my dear. So, what you said earlier about sleeping with me, was that for real?
Wait till I get back. I'll make it up to you then.
Hey, my dear.
Princess Luna. So, what now? Is your Chu kingdom still going to fight?
Your Zhou kingdom clearly has that iron lump, that deadly weapon, yet you kept it hidden all this time. You did it on purpose, didn't you? Waiting for my million-strong army to walk right into your trap, just to harm my Chu kingdom, right?
That's not some iron lump. That's a bomb made by our Zhou kingdom. Even if your Chu kingdom invaded with the entire nation's forces, our Zhou kingdom could still, with a laugh, obliterate you in an instant.
I don't care if it's an egg or a bomb. I don't care. You must compensate my Chu kingdom for its losses. As a gesture of sincerity, you take out the bomb and share it with our 6 nations.
Share it with your 6 nations. Princess, are you out of your mind?
You.
1 bomb from me can wipe out your million-strong army. Why should I give it to you? Besides, your Chu kingdom is just a defeated nation. What gives you the right to talk to me like this?
Today, I represent not only the Chu kingdom, but also the other 6 nations. Either you share the bombs, or I will unite with the 6 nations. I'll kill you.
So what if it's the 6 nations? 1 bomb from me, and I can wipe out your entire Chu army. Even if the 6 nations join forces. What difference does it make?
Don't think I don't know. Your bomb may be powerful, but it's extremely expensive to produce. Such a deadly weapon. Does your Zhou kingdom really have the resources to make enough bombs to destroy all 6 of us?
Don't push it too far.
I'm pushing it. So what? As the saying goes, a common man is innocent, but possessing a treasure is a crime. Either you share the bomb, or your Zhou kingdom will be destroyed. It's up to you.
The 6 nations are truly pushing us too far.
Your Majesty, please stay calm. Although the bomb is powerful, its range is only 300 miles. It can't provide full-scale support at all. Even if we could provide full support, with our financial resources, we simply cannot sustain this war. Even if we win, it would be a Pyrrhic victory.
How could I not know that?
Your Majesty, bad news. The armies of the other 6 nations are pressing at the border.
Despicable. They want to force us to crush our Zhou kingdom.
Your Majesty, should we go ask Father? What if he has a way to break this situation?
Make arrangements immediately. Leave the palace at once.
Marching straight ahead. Shutting oneself away to work.
Sir, what are you looking at? Sir, you're so naughty. How could you show me something like this?
We're all adults here.
What are you all looking at?
Greetings, madam.
My dear wife. I was teaching Luna, peerless martial arts.
Let me see. You indecent thing.
My dear wife. My dear wife, did you come to find me, to tell me some good news? Has that dog emperor died? Did we succeed in our rebellion? Can we consummate our marriage now?
Ignorance is no crime. Forget it. I won't hold it against him. King Zhou went out to escape the heat, managed to avoid disaster.
What? Hey, that old guy, he's got quite the luck. No way, we must hit him again, throw a few more bombs at him.
Hey! Don't, my dear. King Zhou has long since gone into hiding. Even if you throw bombs, you won't be able to find him. Don't waste them.
No, I can't. We've already alerted him. If we can't find him this time, it will be even harder to track him down later.
There's an even bigger problem now. All 6 nations know the power of your bomb. Their armies are already at the border, forcing the Zhou kingdom to share the bomb.
Since they want it, why not just give it to them?
How could that be possible? The power of your bomb is so great. What if we give it to them, and they retaliate against us?
Oh, my dear wife, my bomb, when it explodes, where it flies, it's all up to me. In the future, we will sweep across the 6 kingdoms. Why not take this opportunity to make the six kingdoms bleed a little first? It will prepare us for conquering the world later.
My dear husband. What brilliant plan do you have?
As long as you can, gather the representatives of the six kingdoms, and let me meet them alone. I can make them fight each other first. But these representatives of the six kingdoms, it's a bit hard to arrange.
My family isn't exactly wealthy. And then, my uncle works as an official in the court. I could try giving him some money. Then, ask him to help me gather some information.
That sounds great. My dear wife truly is a treasure. Let your husband give you a kiss.
Oh, stop with the sweet talk. I'll go make some arrangements right now.
Hey, dear, what about the promise you made to me earlier, about taking a concubine and sharing a bed?
Of course, that's the one thing you never forget. As long as this time, we can make the six kingdoms bleed heavily, and have them turn on each other. Then, I can agree to your request. I'll give Grace to you as a concubine. As for us sharing a bed, I'll need to prepare for that.
All right. Grace, you just clean yourself up and wait for me, your master.
Master, you're not planning to use a bomb, are you? Start a war between the six nations. No matter how powerful your bombs are, they won't reach that far. I'm afraid they can't hit such a distant target.
When the time comes, you'll see, whether it's you who's unfathomable, or me who's out of reach.
You.
Sigh.
You go and notify the other six nations. Arrange for them to meet with my husband. Tell them, we can give them bombs. But they must not tell any other countries.
Your Majesty, you're letting my lord meet with them. Aren't you afraid of exposing your identity?
Then tell them in advance. If I openly give them bombs, I definitely won't be able to face my people. I can only give them in secret, and they must not address me as King Zhou during the meeting.
Yes.
My lord. You sound so confident. Do you have another plan?
Oh well. I can't reveal the secrets of heaven. With this time, it would be better to spend it studying with you, the Kuan technique.
I'll follow your lead, my lord.
Luna, we've been discussing theory all this time. Let's go to the room and put it into practice. I only gave you one country, 5 bombs. Don't tell anyone.
Got it.
All right. Only the last country's representative is left. You can arrange a meeting now.
Notify Selena Chu.
Yes.
So, have you thought it through?
As agreed, I'll give your Chu kingdom 5 bombs. You can't tell other countries.
Only 5? That's not enough. I want 10.
Don't push it.
You better think carefully. If the people from the other 5 countries find out, by then, what you'll have to offer won't just be 10 bombs.
You're clearly raising the price on the spot.
Oh, right. I am raising the price on the spot, so what?
I think Princess Selena makes a valid point. 10 bombs it is. Luna,
Yes.
come with me, and help Princess Selena move the bombs. Looks like my grand rebellion, and plan to unify the world, is about to succeed. Tomorrow, I'll blow up King Zhou. That way, I can finally share a room with my wife.
That's more like it, King Zhou. A weak nation must have the awareness of being weak. Farewell.
My dear, she just called you King Zhou.
My husband. Aren't we rebelling?
Yes.
Since we're rebelling, we must proclaim ourselves kings. I need people to recognize me. You saw, I just sent Selena Chu the first batch of bombs. It's because she recognizes me. That's why she called me King Zhou.
I see.
Well, my dear, the bombs have been sent. What do we do next?
Of course, we sit back and wait for tonight's fireworks show.
Didn't we agree to destroy the Zhou kingdom together? Why did you retreat? What do you mean? Don't you want the Zhou kingdom's bombs anymore?
Well, I just think our forceful and greedy tactics are somewhat disgraceful. It's better to withdraw.
Yeah, exactly. If a conflict breaks out, even if we win, it would be unjustified. And if we lose, The losses would be severe.
Yeah, you're right.
You guys didn't secretly take the Zhou Kingdom's bombs, did you?
Oh no, no way, absolutely not.
The Chu state launched 10 bombs towards the Zhao state. The Zhao state aimed at the Yan state, fired 5 bombs. Qin state towards Chu state, fired 5 bombs.
What do you mean? What right do you have to bomb my Zhao Kingdom?
And you even pushed me. I'll fight you to the end. I'll beat you to death.
Why did you bomb me? Why?
It was definitely you who bombed us.
King Zhou. Why does she look so much like my wife? This side profile is exactly the same. Could it be that my wife is actually King Zhou? How is that possible? King Zhou is a man. Where is she? What am I even thinking? How could my wife be a man?
My husband is truly a genius. He didn't even have to lift a finger, and he made them retreat, even got them to turn on each other, severely weakening their forces. This time, he saved Zhou Kingdom from danger. My husband deserves all the credit. Come on. Let's go find him.
I think I'll sit this one out.
How can that be?
But the master's preferences are a bit strange.
Sigh. Grace. I know you usually keep yourself pure, like a precious gem. But you've seen the master's abilities yourself. He is no ordinary man. It's only because of our sisterly bond that I allowed you to become a concubine. If it were someone else, they wouldn't even qualify.
I see. Thank you, Your Majesty.
From now on, when there are no outsiders, we should just address each other as sisters. No need for all those formalities.
You've always treated me well, sister. How could I ever let you down? Isn't it just that the master has some peculiar preferences? I'm going all out.
Grace.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, I'm fine. Luna greets Madam.
You look like you're hurt, and it seems pretty bad. Do you want me to take you to see the doctor?
No, it's nothing. I just twisted my ankle.
Ouch. You promised me, brother, that I wouldn't have to move, but I ended up doing everything. I'm exhausted. Ouch. Dear, you're finally here. Look at me. For the sake of our family's great cause, I've been working day and night. My back is killing me.
You know very well why your back is hurting, don't you? You said it's fine if you eat the grass by your side, but you need to show some restraint. It can't be your main meal. There's no such thing as overworked land, only overworked oxen.
My dear, I'm really exhausted.
Alright, stop making excuses. You've disrupted the strategies of the 6 kingdoms. Your contribution is undeniable. As promised, I brought Grace here.
He. My lady, what about our rebellion plans? Also, when will you and I finally share a bed?
We're still on the path of rebellion right now, so the budget is limited. This time, for your small wedding, we won't hold a ceremony. I'll bring Grace over. Let her spend the night with you. Tomorrow, she'll leave with me. As for us, we'll talk about it later.
Alright. Hey, Luna, hurry and take Grace to get cleaned up. Wait for me in the room. There's only one day left. The 3 of us must make the most of it today.
My love. When will you be able to develop a weapon that can directly attack their homeland? Although this time we successfully sowed discord, causing chaos among the 6 nations, but if they come to their senses, they might retaliate against the Zhou Kingdom even more fiercely.
So what if they target the Zhou Kingdom? I'm still hoping they and King Zhou will fight each other to exhaustion, so we can take advantage.
That's not right. Aren't we eventually going to unify the world? Since we aim to unify the world, we must face the 6 nations head-on, so we need to be well prepared.
Don't rush. In a few days, I'll have a batch of planes ready. Once we have these, we can fly over, attack the 6 nations, and it'll be just a matter of time before we conquer them all.
My dear. You'd better hurry up then. If you do well, I'll reward you with another concubine.
The real issue right now is money.
What? We're out of money? It's only been a few days. I've already given you 5 million taels of silver, and 5 million taels of gold. And it's all gone? Do you realize that's the savings of a country, for 10 years?
Honey. Let's think bigger.
No. This isn't about thinking big or not. Your weapons may be great, but they're burning through money. Who can keep up with that?
What I actually mean is, if you don't have money, you could just raid the treasury of the Zhou Kingdom. Are you dumb?
I'd be robbing myself.
We should raid the Zhou Kingdom's treasury first, and then we can go after corrupt officials. If that's still not enough, we can raid the treasuries of the other 6 kingdoms. If anyone refuses to pay, we'll just fight them.
Darling, you're truly clever. Then I'll go steal the money. You keep making the weapons. Darling. Leave the money stealing to me, don't worry. You just focus on making the weapons.
Ah, women in ancient times are truly wonderful. Even after discovering my affair with the maid, not only did she not mind, she even let me take a concubine. I'm really touched beyond words. To spend money on me, she even volunteered to rob the treasury. Oh, I can't take it anymore. Oh, I'm so moved. I have to fire a cannon to express my gratitude.
MPH, that King Zhu is really too much. He's practically abandoned. He actually demanded that the 6 of our nations pay 5 million taels of gold within 3 days. If we don't pay, he'll fire cannons right at our doorstep.
Selena Chu, say something. It was you, after all, who persuaded us to go to war with Zhou. And now look at the mess we're in. Not only did we suffer heavy losses, but we also have to pay compensation.
I have a plan. Not only will we avoid paying, but Zhou won't dare attack us. Zhou's weapons may be powerful, but that's their strength, and also their fatal weakness. This just shows they don't dare use large-scale destructive weapons on their own soil. As long as our people can secretly infiltrate the capital, they'll be helpless when the time comes.
That makes sense.
We each send 1,000 death warriors, sneak into the capital under the cover of night, and give King Zhou a taste of our power. If he dares to move against us, we'll have our death warriors cause chaos in the capital.
That's a good plan. By doing so, Zhu will be afraid of the consequences. If they want to attack us again, they'll have to think twice about the repercussions.
If our death warriors are lucky, they could even take out King Zhou directly.
Exactly.
But there's also someone named Xavier Lin. He can make this kind of large-scale destructive weapon. And he's not our friend. Then we can't let him live. Tonight, we'll take him out. King Zhou, you better think this through. If you dare touch any of our nations, we'll have our death warriors turn your capital upside down.
Selena Chu. You really have no shame. Aren't you afraid that after I deal with those death warriors, the first thing I'll do is destroy your Chu kingdom?
Don't think I don't know. Your bombs don't have enough range. If they did, you would have already made your move. Would we even be here today?
You.
Of course. You could also send troops to attack Chu kingdom now. My Chu kingdom is severely weakened at the moment. Naturally, I'm not your match. However, do you think the other 5 nations will just stand by and watch?
Sooner or later, I will destroy all 6 nations.
Will you be the one to destroy the 6 nations, or will the 6 nations carve up Zhou? That remains to be seen. The outcome is still uncertain. You and I are both dark horses. What I can tell you is, our assassins have already infiltrated the capital. Tonight, they'll kill Xavier Lin. By then, without your great weapon, let's see if your Zhou nation will survive or not.
Selena Chu, just you wait.
Your Majesty, please calm down. Right now, we need to figure out how to eliminate those assassins in the capital first.
Yes, Your Majesty. Some death warriors from the 6 nations are causing trouble in the capital. Many civilians have been affected. The most urgent task is to eliminate these death warriors. Calming the people's hearts should be our priority.
Oh no, Xavier. We can't let anything happen to Xavier. Prepare my horse. I must leave the palace.
Hurry up and follow me.
I didn't expect this. Me, Xavier Lin, can still enjoy the blessings of having so many women. He 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 he.
Master, something's wrong. There's an assassin outside.
Damn it, who's ruining my fun in the middle of the night? Stop. A grown man, bullying a woman is bad enough, and now you're even ambushing her? Have you no shame?
Kid, trying to play the hero, kneel down and beg me now, and I might spare your life.
What kind of trash are you, daring to touch my woman? Luna, bring me my divine weapon. I'm going to challenge all of them one-on-one.
Yes.
I thought you had some real skills. Turns out you're just holding a pitch black fire poker.
Stop wasting time with this kid. Let's kill him first. I can't wait any longer.
Master, since when did you become this powerful? You can even summon lightning.
It's just a bit of lightning. No big deal.
Could it be?
Remember this. In the future, a star of destiny will descend. You must assist that star with all your heart.
Master, this Emperor star descending, are there any signs?
He is someone who commands thunder and controls life, death, and the balance of yin and yang. He can create a weapon that could destroy this world. He can bring peace to this world. But at the same time, he can also destroy it.
Commands thunder. Controls life and death. Is he a god? Xavier Lin. Xavier Lin. My lady, why are you here?
Assassins from the 6 nations have infiltrated the capital. With such a big commotion, how do you still have the mood to mess around with Xavier Lin here?
Let's not talk about that for now, my lady. Why haven't you changed your clothes? You're still wearing the dragon robe and came straight here?
Quickly, bring me some clothes.
Oh dear. My dear, oh my dear. Oh dear. You finally came. Hurry and take Grace away from me. The ancients did not lie to me. A woman's waist. The deadly blade.
I'm worried about your safety. I rushed over here without a moment's rest. You heartless thing. Forget it, I'm too tired to argue with you. You better hurry and figure out a way. Eliminate the assassins hidden in the capital.
Ugh, why do you care about them? If they want to cause trouble, let them. In fact, it'd be best if they turned the entire capital upside down for me. As the saying goes, chaos is a ladder.
But those are assassins from the 6 kingdoms. If we don't deal with them, the 6 kingdoms will take control of the capital. Even if we succeed in taking the throne later, we'll still be under their thumb.
You've got a point.
I'll give you 3 days. If you can handle it in 3 days, I'll share a room with you.
Are you serious?
Do you have a way?
1 day. I only need 1 day. I can take care of the hidden assassins. And by the way, I can also wipe out the Chu kingdom next door. However, my lady, Luna, Grace, they've all been conquered by me. I was thinking today, I could train, together with you.
In broad daylight. It would be improper. Why not pick a day?
Your husband, me, is not that kind of refined person at all. There's no better day than today. There are so many days in a year. The 9-dragon robe. My dear wife, you, could it be that you are? Oh no, am I about to be found out? Honey, you finally decided to rebel. That's great, that's great. This way, I'll soon have a harem of concubines. But honey, that 9-dragon imperial robe of yours is too ugly. In a few days, I'll make you one, with lace, a 9-dragon imperial robe.
That's right, I agreed to rebel with you. So I made a 9-dragon imperial robe. I also want to experience the feeling of ruling the world.
Not bad, not bad. You've got the right mindset. All my efforts have not been in vain.
Oh, my dear husband. Let's hold off on the rebellion for now. But the most pressing matter right now is to quickly deal with the assassins within the Zhou territory. You just said you could solve it in a day. You're not lying to me, are you?
How could I lie to you? However, once it's done, you'll have to train with me.
Huh?
We're husband and wife, after all. This request of mine isn't too much, is it?
For the sake of the Zhou dynasty's 6 generations of legacy, fine. I'll endure it for now. Besides, he's right. We are husband and wife after all. I can agree to that. But can you really get rid of those assassins and deal with Chu Kingdom in just one day?
Such a trivial matter for me is as easy as a snap of the fingers. You just go back and get the money ready. And also, clean yourself up and wait for your husband's good news.
You're getting more and more improper by the day. Grace, let's go.
Madam, I think I should stay here and protect the master.
What did you say?
Grace cares about me the most.
You all. Fine, I'm leaving.
Take care, madam.
Master, you want to eliminate those assassins and destroy the kingdom of Chu, all within a single day. For ordinary people, that's nothing short of a fantasy. What exactly is your plan?
The simplest way is to fight violence with violence. Cut through the mess swiftly. Use thunderous means. Take care of the Chu kingdom, which is closest to us. This is killing the chicken to scare the monkey. The other nations will also wisely withdraw their assassins. Fear, after all, stems from lack of firepower.
But once we make a move against the Chu kingdom, the other 5 nations will definitely come to its aid, and our bombs can't even reach the kingdom of Chu. Destroying Chu is no easy task, yet you told the lady it would be done in a day.
I've already said, we'll strike with thunderous force. Why would we need a day? Half a day is enough.
Half a day?
Yes. Luna, how's our aircraft situation?
We don't have many planes left. Probably just a little over 100, and fuel extraction is difficult. The purity is too low. We can only manage 1 flyover above Chu's territory. And our oil fields are nearly depleted as well.
That's enough. You go. Let our newly trained pilots fly the planes early tomorrow morning. Give the Chu kingdom a surprise.
Yes.
What are planes, anyway?
Just wait and see. By noon tomorrow, the Chu kingdom will surely fall.
Selena Chu, what do you mean? Our Zhou kingdom clearly hasn't provoked your 6 nations. So why did your assassins cause chaos in Zhou kingdom last night? Even burning down so many innocent people's homes?
I can't help it, King Zhou. You know as well as I do, the 6 nations have many assassins. It's normal that I can't control them all the time. It's understandable, right?
Is it that you can't control them, or that you don't want to? Matters between our nations should be settled through conflict, on the battlefield, where we can truly prove ourselves. Bullying my people, what does that make you?
If you want these assassins to behave, well, it's not entirely out of the question. You've seen it yourself. So many assassins have come to the capital. They need to eat and survive too. Otherwise, they wouldn't resort to robbery. How about this? You give me 1 million taels of gold, and I'll go calm them down. That way, they can settle down a bit.
You want me to give you 1 million taels of gold? Selena Chu, you really have no shame. Aren't you afraid I'll wipe out all 6 of your nations?
If you really had the ability, then send your troops.
You.
Report. Your Majesty, urgent news. The state of Chu. The Chu kingdom has fallen.
Are you serious? The kingdom of Chu has truly fallen.
King Zhou, stop putting on an act in front of me. Aren't you just trying to get me to withdraw my assassins from the capital? You can't even lie convincingly. There's no way Zhou's bombs could reach my kingdom of Chu. Your Zhou army is still within your borders. What do you have to fight me with? Let me tell you something. Even if the 6 nations combine forces, it's still impossible to destroy my Chu kingdom.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
What's the matter? Why are you so flustered? Where are your manners?
Something big has happened. Our Chu kingdom was attacked by unidentified flying objects. Thousands of miles of land have turned into ruins and scorched earth. The Chu kingdom is finished.
What did you say? The Chu kingdom has fallen.
Please, Your Highness, the 3rd princess, accept my condolences.
What method did you use exactly? How could you flatten the vast lands of my Chu kingdom in less than half a day?
You, a mere princess of a fallen kingdom. What right do you have to speak with me, the emperor?
Fine. You destroyed my Chu kingdom. But don't think you'll have it easy either. The death warriors of the 6 kingdoms are already within the imperial city. My Chu kingdom is gone, but your great Zhou will soon be drenched in blood as well.
Princess. The guards from the 6 nations, after receiving the news of our Chu kingdom's destruction, they immediately withdrew from the capital of Great Zhu.
What did you say? Why did they withdraw? Why?
My country wiped out your Chu kingdom's vast lands within half a day. With such strength, I'd like to see who dares to challenge my Zhou kingdom. Even if they don't drive out the assassins, I will crush the 6 nations.
Impossible. Even if. Besides the assassins from the other 5 nations, there are also assassins from my Chu kingdom.
The assassins from my Chu kingdom were originally going to fight back, but they, to prevent any misunderstanding with Dazu, the assassins from the other 5 nations, immediately killed all of our Chu kingdom's assassins. All of them were slaughtered.
Guards, take Selena Chu away. Throw her into the dungeon. She will be executed in due time.
King Zhou, you can't be so ruthless. Even in war between 2 nations, envoys should not be executed.
You have repeatedly provoked the dignity of Dezhou. And now you're even targeting the citizens of Dezhou. You have gone too far. Now that the Chu kingdom has fallen, what kind of envoy do you think you are? Even if I behead you, you are a man without roots.
You can't treat me like this.
Go notify the other 5 kingdoms. I'll give them 1 day. Within 1 day, each kingdom must donate to our nation 6 million taels. If even a single coin is missing, I will flatten all 6 kingdoms.
Your Majesty, didn't you say 5 million taels before?
6 is a more auspicious number. I like it.
Little Jiao Chan. Still not as pretty as my grace.
Master. Luna has successfully completed the mission. The entire land of the Chu kingdom has been reduced to ruins. The Chu royal family, not a single survivor.
What? How was this even accomplished? What about our casualties?
This time, 110 people, all returned safely. 110 people?
How is that possible? 110 people wiped out the entire Chu kingdom without a single loss. And it was done in just half a day.
This is all thanks to the Master's inventions, airplanes and bombs. The airplanes that the Master developed flew directly over the Chu kingdom's homeland. All we had to do was drop some bombs.
The Master actually developed such powerful weapons. With these weapons, conquering the 6 kingdoms and unifying the world is just around the corner.
Wait a minute. Didn't we agree that I would be in charge of making weapons, and my wife would be responsible for recruiting soldiers and starting the rebellion? Now my weapons could wipe out the 6 kingdoms several times over. My wife. Why hasn't she seized the throne of the Zhou kingdom yet? As the saying goes, if you're too young, you can't get things done properly. I need to go confront my wife myself.
Oh, my lord, calm down, calm down. Think about it. Your weapon may be powerful, but the cost of making it is just too high. Your wife is running around all day trying to raise money. It's really tough for her. And besides, since ancient times, those who win the hearts of the people win the world. If you gain the world through the edge of a blade, it won't last long in the end.
But we can't keep dragging this out forever. How long do I have to wait before I can have a grand palace with 3,000 beauties and start living a happy life?
How about this? I'll go notify the madam now. How is it?
All right. Hurry back.
Grace, tell me, what kind of trouble have I gotten into now? I deal with so many court affairs every day. I'm already overwhelmed and exhausted. And now, in the middle of the night, I'm still troubled by the drought in the capital. It's giving me such a headache. Tell me, and look at him. All he thinks about is rebelling against me every day, and he still wants a harem of 3,000 beauties.
Your Majesty, please calm down.
How can I not be angry? And you. We've been sisters for so many years, and you were even lured away by him.
The drought in the capital is because you're too warlike, bloodthirsty. You wipe out millions at the slightest provocation, even entire nations. Even the heavens can't stand it anymore, so they refuse to send rain to our capital. She also said.
What else did she say? Speak.
She said, you're not fit to be king. If you don't abdicate soon, the heavens may send an even greater punishment, one that will affect the entire Zhou kingdom.
Get out. Get out. Useless. You couldn't even keep an eye on Selena Chu. If it weren't for you lot, letting Selena Chu escape, would I have so many problems right now? Get out.
Yes.
I should have just killed Selena Chu back then. I should have chopped her down myself.
Your Majesty, what's done is done. We should focus on finding a solution quickly. If it doesn't rain soon, the people will likely start believing Selena Chu's rumors even more. Rumors have always been as vicious as tigers. This could lead to big trouble.
These past few days, the sky has been completely clear. There's no sign of rain at all. At this rate, even if the Dragon King came, everyone's shaking their heads. I'm praying for rain, but what's the use?
How about we go ask the Master again?
You're right. He usually has a lot of ideas. This matter can't leave me completely worn out. He should also pay a price for this. My dear husband.
Greetings, my lady.
Oh, my wife, about the rebellion, how are your preparations coming along? If we don't raise an army soon, I'll have conquered the 6 kingdoms by myself.
Oh, my dear husband, don't be so impatient. I feel like starting a rebellion right now. But the capital has been suffering from a drought for months. Not a single drop of rain has fallen. The people are already struggling to survive. How could they possibly have the strength to rebel? If we want to rebel, we must first solve the drought problem.
It's just rain, isn't it? How hard could it be? Don't even mention making it rain in the capital. If you're willing, I can even bring rain to end your drought. Even to the point of flooding.
Oh, come on, can you be a little more serious?
I am being serious.
You just said you really have a way to solve the drought problem?
Oh. It's not raining, right? That's the Dragon King's problem. Just throw 2 bombs at him, give the Dragon King a good beating, he'll make it rain himself.
Beat the Dragon King?
Honey, are you kidding me? There's no such thing as a Dragon King in this world, even if there really was a Dragon King. That bump of yours, you go take on the Dragon King.
Humph. In front of my cannon. There's no such thing as being out of reach. Speaking of which, Grace knows this all too well.
Shameless.
Tonight, I'll take down the Dragon King and make it rain. But you did say before, as long as I destroy the Chu Kingdom and drive out those assassins from the capital, you'd agree to share a room with me and study martial arts manuals together. You're not going to go back on your word, are you?
How could I ever go back on my word?
That's good, then. As for making it rain for you, I agree, but we have to settle the score together. After it's done, you must study martial arts with me, the Kuan technique, and even, you know, play with me. With a little whip.
Master, this is reckless. Her Majesty is the Empress of the Great Jew. How could she possibly be with him?
Master, a husband and wife should always support each other. How about we let this go this time?
Let it go. No way. For the sake of the people in the capital, I'm willing to risk everything. As long as you can really invite the Dragon King tonight, I promise you, you have my word.
It's a deal.
Madam, may I speak with you privately? Your Majesty, do you really think the Master can summon the Dragon King?
Everything he said before sounded outrageous. But he managed to accomplish them all. Seeing how confident he was just now, it's possible that tonight, he might actually summon the Dragon King.
So, since your Majesty believes in the Master, why not take this opportunity to announce it to the world in advance? Say that your Majesty will summon the Dragon King tonight. If the Master really does summon the Dragon King, and brings the rain, not only will the rumors be dispelled, but by then, it won't just be the people of the capital, even the entire world would believe, your Majesty is the chosen one by destiny, the true Son of Heaven. When you sweep across the 6 states in the future, and unify the whole world, they will say it was in accordance with the will of heaven.
That makes sense. In that case, I'll take a gamble. I'll return to the palace right now, and issue a decree to announce it to the people of the capital. As the saying goes, he who wins the people's hearts, wins the world. If my husband can really summon the Dragon King to bring rain tonight, then even if I have to play with the whip with him every night, I would gladly do it.
What is this even saying?
His Majesty tonight, will the rain really summon the Dragon King?
Can the state really summon the Dragon King?
Can it really summon the Dragon King?
The Dragon King only exists in legends. Only the true Son of Heaven can be fortunate enough to receive a dream from the Dragon King, or be guided by the Dragon King. No one has ever been able to summon the Dragon King. King Zhou is really treating us like fools.
Do they think we common folk are that easy to deceive?
Exactly. King Zhou is going too far.
This is too much, way too much. He's treating us all like fools.
Everyone, don't be hasty. Didn't King Zhou say that he could invite the Dragon King tonight? If he can't invite him, it would mean that not only has he angered the heavens, but he's also deceived the people. He wouldn't be fit to be king anymore, and should step down.
That's right. If he doesn't step down, we'll rebel.
Yes, even if we rebel, it would be acting in accordance with the will of heaven.
Rebel. Rebel, rebel.
I've worked day and night, just to ensure their peace and prosperity, yet they believe Selena Chu's words, and want to rebel. What a bunch of traitors. I will have them all arrested.
Your Majesty, please don't be hasty. Let's wait a little longer. They were also deceived by Selena Chu. Once my master summons the Dragon King, their attitude towards you will change.
It's already this late, why is there still no movement? Could he have really miscalculated this time?
Wow.
Such a huge dragon. It's the Dragon King. The Dragon King has really been summoned.
Heaven blesses our great Zhou. Quickly, pay respects to the Dragon King. Greetings, Dragon King.
How is this possible? They've actually summoned the Dragon King. What on earth is going on?
Greetings, Dragon King.
Your Majesty, look, it's real. There really is a dragon.
It's raining.
His Majesty has truly summoned the Dragon King. His Majesty is truly the chosen one.
I can't believe it's actually raining today.
So, are you still going to rebel?
Your Majesty, please see clearly. Earlier, we were all deceived by this woman.
We insulted your Majesty, and she even incited us to rebel. She absolutely cannot be forgiven. Hit her, hit her.
Beat her to death, beat her to death.
Kill her. Kill her.
Enough. I actually have to thank her. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have summoned the true dragon to bring rain, aligning with the will of heaven and winning the people's hearts. Long live your Majesty.
Long live forever. Master, how did you manage that? You actually summoned the Dragon King.
It's this thing. As long as I have it, I could summon not just the Dragon King, but even the Jade Emperor if I wanted to.
So, what about the rain?
I shot the Dragon King with anti-aircraft cannons until he cried. Then he made it rain.
You made the Dragon King cry.
Ha ha ha.
Your Majesty.
Aren't you going to fulfill your promise to the Master tonight? You said before, if the Master could summon the Dragon King to make it rain, you'd even play with him every day. With a little whip. I'm willing to.
Hey, you. Are you siding with outsiders now?
Your Majesty, I'm doing this for your own good. Your Majesty, do you still remember my master?
Of course I remember. For hundreds of years, in the Great Zhou, the pinnacle of the Astronomical Bureau, constantly predicting natural disasters in various countries, even foretelling the birth of the Emperor Star. Could it be? You're saying my husband?
Back then, I asked Master, what makes the Emperor Star different from others? Master said, the Emperor Star is someone who can harness thunder, and control life, death, and the balance of yin and yang. Someone who can create weapons capable of destroying this world. They can bring peace to this world, but they can also bring destruction. Back when the assassins from the Six Nations infiltrated the Lord's courtyard, I saw with my own eyes how the Lord summoned thunder and wiped out the assassins. Looking at it now, the weapons the Lord has created truly have the power to bring either peace or destruction to this world.
No wonder. When the Emperor's star descended, my husband's illness suddenly got better. And since then, he's been determined to rebel. So, according to tradition, when the Emperor's star descends, it means unifying the world. Eliminating all the other nations is something he must do. And I can't escape that fate either. Now there are two choices. Either I eliminate my husband, but after all, we are husband and wife. I could never be that heartless. The second choice is, I keep everything hidden from him. I won't let him know what's happening outside. That way, there won't be any conflict between us.
Or maybe, there's an even better choice. Your Majesty, you are pregnant with my lord's child, and once the child is born, this way, you and my lord, the issue of your conflicting imperial fates, will be resolved. After all, it's your child, who will inherit the throne in the future. This way, my lord can leave the small courtyard early.
You're right, there's no time to waste. Let's go to the small courtyard to find him now.
Originally, we agreed on 5 million taels of gold. But in the end, King Zhu directly raised the price to 6 million. That's equivalent to our taxes for 5 years.
Exactly. I heard that King Zhou has now summoned the Dragon King to bring rain to the capital of Zhou. Could it be that King Zhou is truly the chosen one?
Then you all should unite even more. Or are you just going to wait to be unified by Zhou?
Ah, Selena Chu. You better stop giving us terrible ideas. Haven't you caused us enough trouble already? Right now, back home, it's already a complete mess from all the fighting. We've lost so many soldiers, and now we have to pay the Zhu Kingdom 6 million taels of gold.
And now, there's a drought going on. We can't even gather enough money for disaster relief. And now, great, things just keep getting worse. The people suffering from the disaster back home are already full of complaints.
This can't go on. At this rate, King Zhou won't even need to send troops, you'll just cause a rebellion yourselves. Why not send the disaster victims to the Zhou Kingdom instead?
Nonsense. Those are our own people. Sending them all to the Zhou Kingdom. Wouldn't that make us a laughingstock?
Exactly. King Zhou already has the people's hearts. And we're still sending our people to the Zhou Kingdom. We might as well hand over our land to them on a silver platter.
What's the use of disaster victims? Might as well send them to the Zhou Kingdom. Once there are too many people, the Zhou Kingdom will naturally collapse under the weight. Now everyone thinks King Zhou is the chosen one, right? When the time comes, if he doesn't help those refugees, we can say King Zhou is heartless. There's no way he could be the chosen one. Naturally, he would lose the people's support.
But if we don't want King Zhou to fall for it, he's helping these refugees.
But they are refugees from 5 nations. Can King Zhou afford that? By then, he'll have no choice but to watch as his kingdom is dragged down. Starvation everywhere.
This is really a good plan. No matter what King Zhou decides in the end, it's beneficial for us either way.
Fine, let's do it that way. I'll immediately send someone to the Zhou Kingdom, and arrange for a few troublemakers. If King Zhou doesn't provide food, they'll lead to others in causing a scene.
My dear wife. You look absolutely stunning tonight.
My dear husband, could you maybe be a little gentler with me?
Of course, my dear. So, my love. Do you prefer cucumbers, or bananas?
Pervert. Is this what you meant by being gentle with me?
What are you thinking about? I'm asking you, what flavor of protection do you like?
What is that? And what do you mean by protection?
We're at war right now. Just a dozen of US can easily wipe out the enemy's entire army. There's no need for anyone to charge into the battlefield. So from now on, we need to implement family planning.
What's family planning?
Family planning means having children in a planned way. In the past, couples would have 7 or 8 kids. From now on, we encourage having just 1 or 2, so that all the resources can be invested on 1 or 2 children. So it's called optimal birth. Fewer births, a lifetime of happiness. This thing can effectively prevent accidental pregnancies. In the future, our Zhou dynasty can use this thing to implement family planning.
This thing is to prevent having children. I dressed up so nicely because I wanted to have your child. And you're showing off this thing to me?
This is the Imperial Seal, the Imperial Jade Seal.
Oh no. I'm so used to carrying the Imperial Seal with me, I forgot to give it to Grace for safekeeping. That's right. This is the Imperial Seal. Didn't I promise to rebel with you? I made myself a dragon robe. Of course, I had to get an Imperial Seal too.
Makes sense. But this Imperial Seal, it's not a replica. This is the real deal, the genuine Imperial Seal.
Darling. You must be really tired lately. You're seeing things. This one's just a replica. I found a really good antique shop. They made it for me. Looks realistic, right? Alright. Darling. I'm feeling so hot.
Your Majesty, are you hurt? Do you need me to help you?
What are you laughing at? Do you believe I'll take Luna away? I'll make sure my husband torments you every day.
I was wrong. By the way, the 5 nations have moved quite a few of their refugees into our Zhou Kingdom's territory. What should we do now?
They don't even care about their own people.
Our citizens of Zhou are already struggling to feed themselves, and now the 5 nations are sending their refugees rushed over. If we take it on, we'll be worn out sooner or later. If we don't take it, the 5 nations will definitely use this to make a big deal out of it.
Let's head back first. Discuss it with the ministers. And then decide.
Your Majesty, I believe With so many refugees flooding into our great zoo, we must pacify them quickly, otherwise it will lead to chaos.
I humbly request your majesty to open the granaries and provide relief to the refugees. Although these refugees are not citizens of our great Zhou, if your majesty opens the granaries now and provides aid to them, it will also demonstrate your majesty's benevolence as the Son of Heaven.
Since your majesty is the Son of Heaven, it is only right to take the well-being of all people as your duty.
Open the granaries and provide relief. Easy for you to say. I want you all to solve the problem. Can you be of some use? Right now, the people of our great Zhou can't even fill their stomachs. What do we have to save those refugees?
If even you don't care about these refugees, it will inevitably make people from other nations think that you're heartless, lacking in righteousness and morality.
Saying that I'm heartless, immoral, and indifferent to others' suffering? So, when the other 5 nations drive their own people out, that's called righteousness and morality?
This?
If you have nothing more to say, then get out.
Your Majesty.
How did I end up raising such a useless bunch?
Your Majesty, what they're saying isn't entirely without reason. This time, it's an open scheme from the 5 nations against us. If we can't solve the refugee issue, not only will we be criticized, but it could also lead to a refugee uprising. However, if we manage to solve the refugee issue, we can win the people's hearts, highlight your Majesty's benevolence, and even turn the tables on the 5 nations, accusing them of neglecting their own people's lives.
But our Zhou nation doesn't have that kind of strength.
Sir is a star descended from the heavens. I wonder if he has a solution.
How could I have forgotten about him?
Selena Chu, you're the one, huh? This time, you finally came up with a good idea.
Not bad. I heard King Zhou is already in a panic, angrily scolding the ministers in court.
We'll just sit back and enjoy the show.
This is the importance of family planning. Right now, our production capacity is still very limited. Crop yields aren't improving. And yet, we keep having so many people. As a result, every year, many people starve to death. If we encounter any more natural disasters, there will be hunger everywhere.
My lord, the family planning you mentioned is indeed a good idea. But that's something for the future. We should first deal with the current problems.
Oh, my husband. Right now, refugees from the other 5 nations have all gathered within our great Zhou's borders. It's truly hunger everywhere. Do you have any solutions to the famine?
You've asked the right person. Since ancient times, food has been the most important thing for the people. The issue of the people's basic sustenance. It has troubled many dynasties. But for your husband, making sure the people are well fed, that's a piece of cake.
My dear, we have also developed a new type of rice and another crop called potatoes. By using specific fertilizers, not only do they have a shorter growth cycle, but the yield is also incredibly high.
Now the grain in our granaries is enough to feed the entire Zhou kingdom for several years. I have set everything up. All you need to do, my dear, is raise an army and rebel. Then we can unify the world.
That's wonderful. Let's open the granaries and distribute the food now.
Are you out of your mind, my dear? We may have a lot of grain, but why should we give it to those refugees? This is our capital for raising an army and rebelling.
My dear, let me tell you something. Now is the perfect opportunity to win the people's hearts. Besides, can you really just stand by and watch those people starve to death? What we need to do is to become righteous rulers.
Stop being so naive, my dear. Righteousness or not, that's all nonsense. If you open the granaries now and feed those refugees, when the time comes for us to rise in rebellion, they'll turn against us. This is non-negotiable.
Master, we should raise an army and rebel immediately. Your Majesty, of course, we're not really going to rebel. Right now, the 5 kingdoms have all driven the refugees out of their lands. The people have long lost faith in him. If your Majesty could have my lord open the granaries now, you would win the support of the people across the entire land. At the same time, through my lord's hand, we could revive the legacy of our great Zhou dynasty, conquer the remaining 5 kingdoms, and unify the entire realm.
My dear, let's raise an army and rebel now.
My dear, are you really planning to raise an army and rebel?
I've already started recruiting soldiers. It won't be long before I can quell the internal chaos in the Zhou kingdom. By then, we can seize imperial power.
My lord, Madam has even thought of a name for the nation. My lord, you summoned the Dragon King, bringing blessings to the world. Our nation's name will be Dragon.
Good, that's a great name. We'll call it Dragon. From now on, the roar of our nation's dragon will surely echo across the land.
My love, troops march on their stomachs. Now, can we open the granaries and distribute food? Oh, think about it. There are so many refugees right now. As long as we have food, we can attract heroes from all over.
Exactly. Later, let Grace and Luna open the granaries and distribute food.
As the saying goes, speed is the essence of war. Since we are rebelling, we must act quickly and take down the other 5 kingdoms. Just as my husband said, unify the world, standardize the roads, and unify the written language.
My dear wife, my beloved wife. My wife, just rest assured, go and fight for the throne of the Zhou kingdom, leave the rest to me. Give me 1 day, I'll crush the 5 nations. Luna, notify all aircraft. Load them all with live ammunition. Notify all ships, deploy them all into the water. A swift and decisive battle. Take down the 5 nations in 1 day.
Don't, my dear. I asked you to conquer the 5 nations. I didn't ask you to destroy them.
But this is also conquering the 5 nations. The result is the same.
If you directly destroy the nations, even if we unify the 5 nations, the common people will say we are tyrants, not a righteous and just army. And think about it, the airplanes. And those bombs, once they're used, the cost is astronomical. It's not worth it, not worth it.
Seems like that's the case. If we flatten the 5 nations, our own consumption would be significant too. How about? Shake them up a bit.
Not bad. We'll pay the smallest price to take down the 5 nations. You handle shaking them. Leave the rest to me. We'll take down the 5 nations. With the power of the 5 nations, Zhou Kingdom will be a piece of cake to conquer.
Alright. Just wait for my good news.
Let's go.
Let's show the 5 nations what we're capable of first.
The Earth Dragon has turned. Could there be another disaster somewhere?
I observed the stars last night. I did not see any signs of the Earth Dragon turning.
Your Majesty, there was an explosion in our country's international waters. The waves reached a height of 100 meters. Within a 5-mile radius, all living things, even the seawater, were vaporized. Within a 20-mile radius, all buildings were leveled to the ground. It is said that anyone who witnessed the explosion, all of them have gone blind. The scene was like hell on earth. It is said that this happened because 5 nations drove away their own refugees, angering the heavens.
It seems that despite all the money I spent, the weapons we bought were worth it.
Your Majesty, do you mean to say, this is not a natural disaster, but rather the weapons of our great Zhou?
That's right. These are indeed the weapons of our great Zhou. Go inform the other 5 nations. I give them 3 days, either they submit to our great Zhou, and their territories become part of our land, or I will use these weapons to flatten the 5 nations, destroy their countries and exterminate their people.
Yes.
Your Majesty, with the weapons made by the Lord as our support, Your Majesty, unifying the world, is just around the corner.
How did the Zhou Kingdom create such a massive weapon? This kind of power shouldn't even exist in this world.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrifying. There's no way a mere mortal body could stand against it. It's the power to destroy everything.
Sigh.
As soon as King Zhou announced his offer of surrender, our country fell into complete chaos. The people are all demanding we surrender.
That's still better than what we're facing. In many places in our country, there are outright rebellions, forcing the royal family to surrender. After all, Zhou's weapon is just too terrifying. If it were to fall on us, we'd all be dead.
Have you ever seen an explosion with your own eyes?
Just one glance and you'd go blind. And by nightfall, they'd all be dead. That's just from a single look. And they ended up like that.
How could we possibly see it with our own eyes? Otherwise, would we even still be here?
Exactly. Maybe this explosion isn't even a weapon from Zhou. On the contrary, King Zhou might be using it as a threat against you. Even if you don't surrender, he could still cause panic among your people, stirring up internal chaos.
Sigh. You shouldn't say such things lightly. Better to believe it exists than to assume it doesn't.
Exactly.
If King Zhou uses this terrifying weapon against us, we're done for.
Yeah, exactly.
Why wait until he makes the first move? Why not strike first, and deny him the chance to attack?
Selena Chu, what crazy idea do you have this time?
Yeah, you better give us a good one this time. Stop messing us up every time.
You can pretend to surrender. Send someone to the Zhou Kingdom's palace. Once you meet King Zhou, just kill him. Once King Zhou is dead, the Zhou kingdom will be leaderless. At that point, won't their weapons be yours to divide up?
I knew you couldn't come up with anything decent. Do you think King Zhou is that easy to kill? Not to mention, no weapons are allowed in the palace. Even if you had a weapon, you'd barely pull it out. The assassin was killed by the guards.
Yes, exactly. That's right. Not only did we fail to kill King Zhu, but we also angered him. If King Zhu gets angry, he might take action. What should we do then?
We couldn't kill King Zhou. That's because your weapons aren't good enough. This is the master weaponsmith from Fusan, Mr. Kawano.
We're in the era of firearms now. Only fools like you are still using cold weapons. Your weapons in Fusan are nothing to us, not even worthy of being a fire poker.
What are you talking about? If you've got the guts, take out your weapon, and let it clash with my Lankan sword.
What kind of weapon is this? It's so incredible.
How did he strike just now? I couldn't even see it clearly. What kind of weapon is this?
It's called fire, within 20 steps. Just a light pull of the trigger, and you can take someone's life on the spot.
Now that we have the weapon, as long as your people can meet with King Zhou, you can kill him directly.
Once King Zhou is dead, I will lead the Fusan army, and help your 5 nations fight against Zhou.
If King Zhou doesn't die, he will become a great threat. This time, we finally have a chance. Alright, we 5 nations will go back and discuss. Tomorrow, we'll send someone to assassinate King Zhou of the Zhou kingdom.
We'll go arrange the people now. Let's go.
Mr. Kawano. After King Zhou is dead, the thing you promised me.
Don't worry. After the Zhou kingdom is destroyed, I can consider helping you restore the Chu kingdom, and even, I can help you wipe out the other 5 nations, and assist you in becoming the Empress. However, it depends on how sincere you really are.
Darling, yesterday, your power has already taken effect. Now the 5 nations are begging to submit to us. I'll go meet them in a bit.
Even though they fear my power, the 5 nations shouldn't surrender so quickly. My dear, you must be careful. There could be a trick involved.
Oh, don't worry. Grace is protecting me closely.
Here. Put this on, just in case.
What is this?
Come on.
It's actually impenetrable. This is incredible. It's even more useful than those armors.
Darling. How much more of this do you have? I want to outfit our soldiers with it. Our armor is so heavy, and its defense isn't great. But this thing, it's light, looks good, and has such strong defense.
I'll have some more made, and send them to you later.
Thank you, darling. I'll go change my clothes first.
Hey. Let's go together, I'll help you.
Up to no good again.
We've both played with whips before. What's wrong with helping you change clothes? Hee hee, let's go, let's go.
Our 5 nations are willing to submit to the Zhou kingdom. But there are conditions.
Go ahead, let's hear them.
After the 5 nations submit to the Zhou kingdom, we will handle our internal affairs ourselves. The Zhou kingdom must not interfere in our domestic politics.
Continue. I want to hear what other conditions you have.
The Zhou kingdom must unconditionally provide protection for our 5 nations. When the 5 nations face natural disasters, the Zhou kingdom must assist with relief efforts.
What else? Are you also trying to say that I should share the Zhou kingdom's weapons with you?
Not bad. This is the 3rd condition. These 3 conditions, you must agree to them. Otherwise, we won't submit to you.
This doesn't sound like you want to submit at all. You're clearly trying to turn the tables and take advantage of our Zhou kingdom.
You can't understand it that way if you want.
I just don't want to see the people suffer. That's why I'm giving you the chance to surrender. I didn't expect you all to push your luck like this. Who do you think you are? You 5 nations. What makes you think you have the right to negotiate with me?
Then there's nothing more to discuss.
Very well. Then I'll show you right now. What does it mean when the emperor is enraged? Corpses pile up by the hundreds of thousands, rivers of blood flow.
When the emperor is enraged, blood flows like rivers. Of course I know that. But King Zhu, do you know? When a commoner is enraged, 2 households fall. Blood spills within 5 steps. Such is the way of Great Zhu. And today is no different. Don't move, or I'll kill her. Do you think only your Zoo Kingdom has powerful weapons? We have them too.
What is this?
This thing is called fire. As long as I gently pull the trigger, you'll die on the spot. Don't say I didn't warn you. You're the one who pushed me too far. So don't blame me.
Your Majesty, are you alright?
She's done for. I shot her in the heart.
Is this what your 5 nations rely on?
That's impossible. How are you still alive?
His Majesty is a child of destiny, protected by the heavens. How could you possibly kill him?
There really is a child of destiny. It's actually true.
Take him away and execute him.
Wait. Do you submit?
I submit wholeheartedly. The ruler of the world, none other than His Majesty. Please, grant me a chance. I will return and persuade the 5 nations to surrender.
Granted.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
His Majesty is indeed wise. Once the envoys of the 5 nations return, and tell them what happened today, they will believe even more. You are the chosen one of destiny. In this way, we can conquer the 5 nations without shedding a drop of blood.
Luckily, you had your bulletproof vest today. If it weren't for the vest, I wouldn't still be standing here.
My lord is a star descended from the heavens. He must have foreseen today's danger, and that's why he gave you the bulletproof vest. It seems he still cares about you.
Grace, go prepare some nourishing supplements like goji berries. In a few days, I want to go see him.
Fortunately, the master prepared a bulletproof vest for the lady. Otherwise, the lady would have been in real danger today.
I didn't expect that within the 5 nations, there would be such powerful weapons.
These are nothing. They can't even compare to the weapons the master makes. Not even close.
Of course, these weapons can't compare to the weapons my husband makes. But the weapons my husband makes are all large-scale ones. If someone invades our country, we wouldn't dare use those big weapons at all. On the contrary, this fire rust, it's low cost, it's small in size. For small-scale battles, it's very convenient to use. Hey, dear. Can you make this kind of fire?
This is an old antique. It can only fire 1 shot at a time. Reloading is troublesome. The power is weak. The range is less than 20 steps. Oh dear, making this kind of thing is a complete waste of resources. Luna, bring out our close combat weapons.
Yes.
This is a real close combat weapon.
What is this?
Hey, don't point it at yourself. This is called a pistol. Within 100 steps, it never misses. It's small in size, easy to carry, and can fire 6 bullets in a row. The power is dozens of times more than that of a fire arrow.
The pistol that the master made is indeed much more powerful than the fire weapon.
Darling, how many of these do you still have?
Actually, the power of the pistol isn't that great. I only produced 30,000 of them. Besides, there are still close combat weapons, and machine guns. Gatling, these can fire hundreds of bullets at once, all at once. Relatively speaking, I just produce a bit more than usual. Barely enough to equip about 300,000 people.
Darling, I always thought you didn't make any melee weapons. I didn't expect you to do so much. Why didn't you take them out earlier?
You didn't ask me for them, so now you're planning a rebellion? These weapons, huh? I'm giving all of them to you. And also that bulletproof vest. I had people work overtime, produce 300,000 of them. When the time comes, they'll all be given to the soldiers to equip them.
Shameless. Don't push your luck.
Oh well, this fire, it's useless. I'll just throw it away. We don't throw trash in our yard. We keep it clean.
Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
This fire, it definitely wasn't produced by the 5 nations.
This is not produced by the 5 nations.
Based on the text above, it seems to be from a small island nation called Fusang, produced there.
Fusang? Xavier, are you saying that besides the 7 nations, there are other countries as well?
If I'm not mistaken. In this world, there should be nearly 200 countries. They have different skin colors, different civilizations, and different languages from ours.
Is this the Imperial Star?
Sir, Have you been in the courtyard all this time? But how do you know that there are over 200 countries in this world?
Actually, I come from another world. A highly advanced world. Where transportation and technology are far more advanced than in this new world.
Are you really from another world?
The weapons I made here are all from that world.
Master is definitely a celestial star descended to the mortal realm. The world he speaks of must be the immortal realm. That's why back then, Master could summon the Dragon King to bring rain.
Wait a minute. The unification of the world we talked about. Is the concept a bit different?
The unification of the world you mentioned, my lady, is it the unification of the 6 kingdoms? What the Master said about unifying the world, does it mean including those other 200 or so countries?
Of course. Why else would I be producing so many weapons? For what purpose?
Your ambitions are so grand, my dear. I will support you unconditionally.
For now, we should first figure out the exact location of Fusang. Once we know, I'll be the first to wipe them out.
Alright, I'll go look it up right now.
Okay. Luna. Have someone build more ships and planes. The oil field extraction needs to speed up. When the time comes, we will wipe out Fusang in blood.
Master, do you have a grudge against Fusang?
A national and personal vendetta.
That's just ridiculous. The fire hit King Zhu, but he wasn't hurt at all.
Could it be that King Zhou is truly the chosen one? We've all witnessed the power of that fire. If he wasn't the chosen one, how could he possibly be unharmed?
Sigh, it seems now. King Zhu is indeed the chosen one of the heavens. He will sweep across the land and unify the world. By then, we won't even have a chance to resist. Not at all.
What a bunch of fools. Only people like you would believe in the so-called child of destiny. In this world, there's no such thing as destiny.
Then how do you explain the fact that even fire couldn't harm King Zhu?
Not only are you all foolish, but you're also so out of touch. The reason King Zhou didn't die in the fire is because he was wearing a special suit called a bulletproof vest.
It's just an ordinary piece of clothing. How could it possibly protect against fire? This thing is so magical. Can it really block fire?
Just an ordinary piece of clothing, and it's even stronger than our armor. That's incredible.
It's not just the Empress. Even the soldiers of the Zhou Kingdom, every one of them is wearing this bulletproof vest.
Only fools like you would believe that King Zhou is the chosen one.
This King Zhou is truly despicable. If it weren't for Kawano, we would have been deceived by King Zhou again.
Now that King Zhu has a bulletproof vest, even fire rust can't harm him. What should we do now?
I naturally have other ways.
Even fire and rust can't harm King Zhu. Are you suggesting we use a dagger to kill King Zhu?
This dagger, I'm afraid we can't even get it into the palace.
But didn't the envoy who returned today gain King Zhou's trust? Tomorrow, let him present the map. Hide the dagger inside the map. Pretend to pledge allegiance to King Zhou. When we present the map of the 5 nations, we'll launch a direct attack on King Zhou with the dagger.
But King Zhu has a bulletproof vest.
A bulletproof vest can't protect King Zhou's entire body. It won't cover everything. This dagger is coated with deadly poison. We just need to make a small cut on King Zhou's skin, and he'll be poisoned to death.
Alright. We'll send the Death Warriors to make another trip. If the mission succeeds, everyone will send a signal. Then we'll charge into the Zhu Kingdom together, dividing the cities and weapons.
Yoshi.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Rise.
Your Majesty, I have fulfilled my duty. I successfully persuaded the 5 nations to surrender unconditionally. Here is the map of the 5 nations. Please have a look.
Present it.
This map, I must hand it to His Majesty personally.
No need. Let him present it. That's fine.
Your Majesty, what do you mean by this?
Who gave this to you?
Damn it. Could she already know about my cooperation with Kawano?
This. I'm afraid it was given to you by the Fusang people, right?
Since you already know.
Protect the Emperor.
Don't move.
Your Majesty, are you alright?
I'm fine. It's just a small injury on my hand.
I did it. I did it.
I think you 5 nations really have a death wish.
So what? This blade is poisoned. You're as good as dead. Once you're dead, Zhou will be leaderless. The armies of our 5 nations can take advantage of the chaos and invade your Zhou to divide it up.
Take him away.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty. The Imperial Physician. Quickly summon the Imperial Physician. Your Majesty, hold on. You must hold on. Your Majesty, please, hold on. How is the Imperial Physician?
This poison. I've never seen anything like it, and it's spreading very quickly. It's already deep inside the body, I'm afraid.
No, that's impossible. You better cure His Majesty quickly, or I won't let you off.
Grace. That's enough.
Your Majesty, you don't have much time left. If there's anything you need to say it as soon as possible.
What should we do? What do we do now? That's right. The Master is the Emperor Star. Master once said, the Emperor Star can command thunder and control life and death. Your Majesty, hold on. I'll go find the Master to save you right away. Take care of His Majesty.
What did you say? Madam has been poisoned. Where? Take me to her, quickly.
Sigh, Master. You need to prepare yourself mentally.
What do you mean?
Madam. She is actually the Emperor of Zhou. She always has been.
What did you just say?
Everyone in the world believes that the Emperor of Zhou is a man, but in reality, the Emperor of Zhou is Madam. The damn Emperor you always talk about is actually Madam.
So, does that mean I've been rebelling against my own wife this whole time? Oh my god, this foolish woman, why didn't she say it earlier? She's King Zhou herself, keeping it hidden like this. Made me worry all day long about this rebellion business.
Master, are you not angry with the Madam, not fighting her for the throne?
Why would I be mad at her? What do I need the throne for anyway? I made it clear from the start. I handle the weapon research. She manages the kingdom. What I care about is the 3,000 ladies in the harem. What are you standing around for? Get the medical kit, quick! To the palace. Hurry, hurry, hurry. My dear.
Your Majesty, I brought the Master here. You're saved now.
Husband. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied to you.
My dear. My silly dear, you've been bearing so much on your own. You've done so much for me. There's no need to apologize to me. It was my fault. After all this time, I still didn't realize you were King Zhou. Alright, stop talking now, my dear, I'll treat you right away.
Husband, there's no need to treat me anymore. I know myself. I'm afraid. I won't make it. I'm sorry, my love. I can no longer stay by your side to unite the world. Look, the nations have become one. You are now the ruler of all under heaven. I leave the great Zhou to you.
Stop talking, I don't care about uniting the nations, or being the ruler of the world. You can't die. We had an agreement, you'd take care of ruling the world, and I'd only worry about the 3,000 beauties in the harem.
My love, don't waste any more time. You must protect the great Zhou, protect its people, and the homes of the great Zhou, and the lights of their homes.
Honey, honey.
Your Majesty.
Luna. Get the medicine box.
Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, you can't leave us.
Stop talking, it's too late if you keep going. Honey. Don't think you can leave this mess for me. We agreed on this. You're in charge of managing the realm. I'm in charge of the 3,000 beauties in the harem. I'm good at developing weapons. How could I possibly manage the realm? If you leave just like that, I'm quitting too. Whoever wants this kingdom can have it. My lady.
He's alive. His Majesty is alive again.
If you dare to abandon us, I won't let you go even in death.
Don't say that. As long as I'm here, it won't be easy for you to die. Grace, bring some hot water. Luna, assist me. I'm going to detoxify my lady.
Our people have already sent the signal. It seems they've succeeded.
Then what are we waiting for? Hurry. Let's attack the Zhou kingdom directly.
Let's wait a little longer. King Zhou is cunning. He might be playing tricks on us again.
That's right. I've already sent people to investigate the situation. Once we confirm King Zhou's death, we will take action.
I never thought that I could actually survive.
It's all thanks to the Master. The Master is a star descended from the heavens, able to command thunder, and control life and death itself.
These damned 5 nations. I gave them a chance, but they didn't cherish it. They even tried to harm me again and again. I will send the order right now, to let them feel the wrath of our great Joe.
Don't rush. If you take action now, and wipe out the 5 nations, people will inevitably talk. In the end, you'll be labeled a tyrant. If I'm not mistaken. Among the batch of refugees, that came from the 5 nations earlier, there are definitely spies they planted. If we don't eliminate them all, there will be endless trouble. Why not take this opportunity? To root them out completely?
What you said is absolutely right, my lord.
My dear, do you have any solutions?
It's simple. Isn't their goal to see you dead? Then we will use their plan against them. Announce to the public the false news of King Zhou's death.
Understood. Once the false news of His Majesty's death spreads out, the 5 nations will surely send their armies to launch an attack on our Zhou kingdom. We will take this opportunity to wipe out Zhou's entire army. And since we are on the defensive, even if we slaughter all their soldiers, it will be justified.
Moreover, once the false news of His Majesty's death spreads out, these undercover agents among the refugees will immediately reveal themselves and coordinate with the outside armies. This is also our plan. The best time to eliminate them.
Excellent, excellent. You always think things through, my dear.
Go to our warehouse, bring all the rocket launchers, heavy machine guns and grenade launchers, transport everything to the front line. As long as the people from the 5 nations dare to come, make sure they never return.
Report. News from the Zhou kingdom. King Zhou is dead.
That's great. King Zhou is finally dead.
We owe it all to the strategy provided by Mr. Kawano. Otherwise, by now, you'd still be at the mercy of the Zhou kingdom.
King Zhou is already dead. You can send troops now, right?
Send the troops, immediately. King Zhou is dead, and the Zhou kingdom is leaderless. This is a perfect opportunity for us to carve up the Zhou kingdom. Plus, we have Mr. Kawano providing us with fire. We can take the Zhou kingdom right away. A piece of cake.
Previously, we had planted informants among the refugees. Now, it's time to use them all.
Yoshi.
Your Majesty, sir. Something's wrong. Just as you predicted, sir, among the refugees from the 5 nations, there's a hidden master. Selena Chu is leading these people. They've stormed into the Imperial City.
This Selena Chu. I've tolerated her for long enough.
No rush. Withdraw the troops for now. Let Selena Chu come in. You go meet her first. My wife and I will join you shortly.
Yes, Selena Chu, how dare you act so recklessly in our Zhou kingdom? Have you forgotten how the Chu kingdom fell?
Today, I am not representing the Zhou kingdom. I am here on behalf of the 5 nations. King Zhou is already dead. The Zhou kingdom is now leaderless. The 5 nations' armies are at your borders. Once the 5 nations launch an attack, your Zhou kingdom will suffer the same fate as my Zhou kingdom. What do you have to be proud of?
You.
Now, I can give your Zhou kingdom a chance. As long as your Zhou kingdom returns the Zhou kingdom's land to me. And cede the 18 cities of Western Fields as compensation. Also, hand over all of your Zhou kingdom's weapon-making techniques to me. Then I might consider letting the 5 nations spare your Zhou kingdom.
You, a princess of a fallen nation, have quite the appetite. Aren't you afraid of biting off more than you can chew?
I do have a big appetite. But what can you do about it? After all, behind me stands the 5 Nations Alliance.
So what if you have the 5 Nations Alliance? A starved camel is still bigger than a horse. With the foundation of our great Zhou, your 5 Nations Alliance, you want us to take down the Zhou dynasty. That's no easy task.
But what if I told you I have the firepower provided by the Fusang Weapon Master, Kawano? With this, taking down your Zhou kingdom in a single day would be a piece of cake.
You are indeed colluding with the Fusang people.
Indeed, I have been collaborating with Fusang. Not only was the fire provided by Mr. Kawano, but also the poison dagger. Even the plan to assassinate King Zhou was provided by him.
Although the 7 kingdoms have been in conflict for many years, they are still of the same origin. Fusang is a foreign land. Not of our kin. Their hearts are bound to be different.
Enough talk. I only care about the result. You are King Zhou's personal maid. You must know where the Imperial Seal is, right? This is the agreement I've drafted. Hurry up and bring the seal to stamp it.
If you want my great Zhou to agree, you're dreaming.
Refusing a toast only to drink a forfeit. Let's teach her a lesson. What is that thing you've got?
It's a handgun. Whether it's the range or the power, or even the number of bullets it can fire. It's far stronger than your flames by countless times. Now, all of my Jew soldiers are already equipped with these handguns. Your Five Nations alliance is marching to its death.
Even if your Zhou kingdom has the most advanced weapons, so what if it's a handgun? King Zhou is already dead. Sooner or later, Zhou kingdom will fall into civil war over the throne. It will collapse without a fight.
Who told you I was dead?
You're actually a woman? Wait, no. Weren't you already dead?
I was indeed dead before. But, thanks to my husband, he pulled me back from the gates of hell.
He's your husband? You, a queen, actually married a commoner?
A commoner? I forgot to tell you, all of the great weapons of our Zhou dynasty were made by my husband. And the control of those weapons is entirely in his hands.
You should be grateful that my wife is still alive. Otherwise, I will make all living beings within the Five Nations accompany you in death.
No, she's a fake. She's not the real King Zhou. Otherwise, they wouldn't have released the news that King Zhou has passed away.
If you want to conquer the Five Nations, you need a justifiable reason. Without spreading false news, how could the Five Nations come here to die on their own? And how could the spies planted in Zhou expose themselves so easily?
You.
If nothing unexpected happens, the battle report from the front lines will arrive soon.
Report. Your Majesty. Good news from the front. The Five Nations, 5 million strong army, has been completely annihilated by our forces.
5 million troops. This is the entire military force of the Five Nations. It's completely over.
Congratulations, Your Majesty. The main forces of the Five Nations have been completely annihilated by us. Next, even without using modern weapons, we can conquer the Five Nations within a day.
Devil. This is a weapon that only a devil would create. You are the devil of this world. Let go of me.
Take her away and execute her.
You can't kill me. I'm pregnant with Kawano's child. If I die, Kawano won't let you go.
Wait. What did you just say? You're actually pregnant with Kawano's child?
That's right. Fusang also has many advanced firearms. I advise you to let me go quietly. Otherwise, Fusang will definitely crush you completely.
I was just worried about not being able to find Fusang's location, and now someone came right to my door. Grace, spread the word. Selena Chu has colluded with foreigners, and is pregnant with a Fusang man's child. Such a crime deserves death. Tomorrow at noon, she will be beheaded in public.
You can't kill me. You can't kill me. I'm still pregnant. Kawano, save me.
Darling, the main forces of the Five Nations have now been annihilated. What should we do next?
Of course, we need to consolidate all the resources of the 6 nations, and establish a Grand Dragon Nation. After that, I'll start preparing to build satellites. The resources and money needed for this are not a small amount either.
What is a satellite?
Well, you'll know when the time comes, once we have the satellite. The whole world will be crystal clear. When the time comes, the remaining countries, we'll find them one by one, and go through them all. Anyone who doesn't submit, just throw a bomb over there.
Wouldn't that be like having divine foresight?
What else could it be? The world is so big. Without satellites, forget about doing it in a short time. Even uniting over 200 countries, just finding them one by one, would take decades.
Darling, are you really going to kill Selena Chu tomorrow? Even though she's committed terrible crimes. But she's still pregnant.
Of course, we're not really going to kill her. We're just spreading the word. Let's see if we can get Kawano to come to us on his own. As long as he dares to come, we can then find out where Fusang is. And then wipe Fusang completely off the map.
What kind of grudge do you have against Fusang? Why not just conquer them? Why insist on wiping them off the map?
If history had followed its normal course, we indeed would have conquered Fusang. We even gave them a lot of help, but Fusang is treacherous and ambitious. They killed over 1 million of our defenseless compatriots. They abused women and children, committing atrocities beyond words. Their crimes are countless.
Is that really true? Then Fusang cannot be allowed to exist. Even if we have to wage a war with all our might, we must destroy Fusang.
Tourniquet. Selena Chu is already pregnant with my child. She is my woman. King Zhou, I advise you to be sensible. Let me take Selena Chu away, otherwise, you can wait for Fusang to declare war on you.
Selena Chu is within my country's borders. Her crimes are grave. Dealing with her is the internal affair of Great Zhou. Fusang, what right do you have to interfere in the internal affairs of my Zhou?
On what grounds? On the grounds that this world is one where the strong devour the weak. We, Fusang, have already formed alliances with 18 neighboring countries, offending us from Fusang. What you'll face is our attack. You people from Fusang have also discovered other countries. Of course. We're not as backward as the 5 nations, still using cold weapons. Your Zhou kingdom is indeed strong, but can you handle our firearms? Even if you join forces, so what?
My great Zhou would never bow down to a mere island nation like Fusang.
Baka. Baka Euro. You Fusang people, doing things the Fusang way. The Fusang way. Where do you dig for potatoes? You dig for potatoes in the field. One dig, one sack. Yoshi. Doing the work of the villagers. Ha ha ha. Doing the villagers' work. This fool is really easy to trick. Looks like it won't take much effort to get Fusang's location out of him.
Kawano-kun, what are you doing? This Xavier Lin, he's from Dezhou. How could he be your fellow countryman?
Baka. Don't talk nonsense. Kawano-kun. Oh, since we're fellow countrymen now, I'll tell you the truth. This woman, Selena Chu, she's really rotten to the core. She often goes behind your back, flirting with random men outside. So Disu and E.
You're talking nonsense.
Baka, you, shut up, will ya? Not only did she go out messing around, but even the child in her belly was conceived long ago. Nanny?
No, Kawano-kun, let me explain.
Baka Euro. You player, you're dead, dead I tell ya. It's all green everywhere.
Kawano-kun. Weren't you here to save Selena?
Lin-san, you and I hit it off right away. Come on, let me treat you to a drink. Let's drink, ah. Mr. Lin, meeting an old friend in a foreign land. Old friend, cheers. Mr. Kawano. The cherry blossoms in our hometown have bloomed. Don't you miss home? Why at this time? Come to Dezhou? Oh. Dezhou. A vast and resource-rich land. Of course, I came to Dezhou, to take Dezhou, and the 7 kingdoms, and wipe them all out. Completely wipe them out. That was my original plan. Both the 5 nations and Great Zhou were left devastated. Then, our Fusang troops would swoop in like a mantis stalking the cicada, unaware of the oriole behind, but unexpectedly. Great Zhou was terrifyingly strong. Old Deng, you really are no good. Just wait until we get back. I'll show you what it truly means to be dead, dead, dead. Xavier. How come? You're in Great Zhou? I used to be a merchant. One day, I encountered a storm at sea. My cargo ship was capsized. I almost ended up at the bottom of the ocean. Luckily, after I passed out, I was saved by people from Great Zhou. I lost all my money and maps. All these years, I wanted to go home, but I couldn't. Kawano-kun. For so many years. You know, how much I miss the cherry blossoms of my hometown. Xavier-san. Isn't that simple? I have a map of your hometown. I really do. Not only can I give you the map, I can also provide you with the fastest ship. This year, I will definitely make sure you see the cherry blossoms of your hometown, Xavier-san. I promise you that. Kawano-kun, is everything you said true? One Fusang person won't lie to another Fusang person. Ah. Xavier-san, look, quickly, look! This is our homeland, Fusang. Kawano-kun. These, where are they? Xavier-san, you may not know this, but these are ships I specifically stationed around the Great Zhou. Over 1,000 of them. Yoshi. But didn't all 5 nations fail? What are so many ships still doing here? Over 1,000 ships, the daily consumption, is no small figure. So what if the 5 nations failed? Tomorrow, King Zhou will announce the unification of the 6 kingdoms. I've already bribed them, all the liquor merchants. I've swapped the drinks with poisoned wine. By then, all the civil and military officials in court will die. Then I'll order these thousands of ships to sail in and take over the entire Zhou Empire. By that time, everyone in the Zhou Empire will be dead. Mr. Kawano, it's getting late. I shouldn't disturb your rest any longer. Let me wish you in advance great success tomorrow, Mr. Kawano.
What? Kawano actually plans to capture all of our top officials during His Majesty's coronation ceremony tomorrow.
Darling. Now that we've found the location of Fusang, Kawano is of no use to us anymore. Should I issue an order now? To have Kawano arrested?
No rush. He can't stir up much trouble anymore. We just need to retrieve the wine, give him a bit of hope. Tomorrow. Let him watch with his own eyes, as Fusang is completely wiped off the map. Let him fall into utter despair.
Your Majesty, my lord, I have already sent people to investigate. Kawano, the map he gave us is real, the location of Fusang is accurate. Moreover, Fusang is indeed near our Zhou kingdom. They have deployed hundreds of ships.
Very good. Send out the orders. Have all our ships set sail immediately, depart overnight. Destroy all of Fusang's ships. Erase Fusang.
My lord, Fusang is just a tiny country, using so many bombs, isn't it a bit wasteful?
Because they are Fusang. Even if we use up all the bombs, it won't be a waste.
Alright. I'll make arrangements immediately.
The martyrs of our homeland, rest assured, this time, we, the descendants of Yan and Huang, will never again experience that century of national disaster.
Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor!
All ministers may rise. I have united the 6 kingdoms, the world is now one. From this moment, I hereby proclaim to all under heaven, from today onwards, the state of Zhou shall be renamed to the state of Dragon. The same vehicles, the same writing. From now on, we shall not seek alliances through marriage. Nor shall we negotiate. Should anyone invade our homeland, no matter how far, we shall strike them down. If anyone harms our people, no matter how distant, they will be punished. Wherever the sun, moon, and mountains shine, it all belongs to our homeland. Serve the wine.
Long live His Majesty! His Majesty is wise.
What a magnificent land, illuminated by the sun and moon. All of it belongs to your kingdom. You all are truly shameless with your words. Humph.
Today is His Majesty's coronation ceremony. Who let you, a Fusang man, in here?
Get out. You're not welcome here.
Kawano, this is our country, within our borders. Fusang people are not welcome.
Whether you welcome me or not, no longer matters. After today, anyway, this will be the home of Fusang.
What does Kawano mean?
What do you mean? The meaning is obvious. Today, I am here to send you on your way.
Just you alone? Ridiculous.
That's right. Just me alone. Because I've already poisoned your wine. You've all drunk the poisoned wine. Everyone here today will die.
You Fusang people are truly shameless.
Kawano. I don't want to die. Give me the antidote. I'll give you 2 taels of gold.
To hell with you. What use do I have for your gold, once all you high-ranking people of Longwa are dead? Your homeland, it will truly be a case of leaderless dragons. My Fusang army will easily march right in. Once we conquer you, all your gold will belong to me. Ha ha ha. Ah. But, your queen. She's quite the beauty. I might consider giving you the antidote and sparing your life.
Who do you think you are?
Baka, you. Aren't you afraid of dying? The one who's going to die today is you. Xavier-san. You. What do you mean? Didn't you already return to Fusang? I'm not from your Fusang. Yesterday, I was just playing along with you, in order to get the Fusang map from your hands, and about you poisoning people. I've already told the Empress. Baka, you despicable person. How dare you deceive me? No honor. Damn you. Why would I talk about honor with someone like you? You came to invade our homeland, poisoned everyone. And you talk about honor? Fine. Very good. Xavier Lin. I'll remember you. Just you wait. Today, you're lucky. This matter isn't over. Just you wait. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let go of me. Baka, I am a citizen of Fusang. I went through so much trouble to get Fusang's map from you, just to destroy Fusang. If my calculations are correct, Fusang should already be wiped out by now. What are you bragging about? Even if I give you the coordinates, and you have the fastest ships, it would still take you 3 days to reach Fusang. It's been less than a day. How could you possibly make it? Huh? Besides, I've already deployed hundreds of ships around you. If your ships really try to head to Fusang, our ships will definitely be the first to know and report it.
Report! Report! Our entire army has been wiped out. Over 1,000 Fusang ships have been destroyed, and we've launched an attack on Fusang's homeland. The fall of Fusang. Under the cover of our ships, and the firepower of our planes, Fusang Island was completely sunk.
Impossible. Absolutely impossible. This absolutely can't be true.
The enemy who cooperated with Fusang, after witnessing our strength, they expressed their willingness to submit to us. This is the letter of surrender. Please, Your Majesty, take a look.
How could this happen? How could this happen? It's all because of you. I trusted you so much. Why did you lie to me? Why? You didn't even give us, Fusang, a chance to surrender. Why did you massacre the nation? You're so cruel. Why? Are you even human? Now you understand cruelty? Last night, didn't you say you wanted to slaughter all the people of our homeland? Even if I had to do it 10,000 more times, I would still, without hesitation, massacre your Fusang nation 10,000 times over. Baka Yoro, I'll fight you to the death. You despicable person. Even as a ghost, I won't let you go. I'm despicable? Then you're even worse than a despicable person. After all, who could be more despicable than you? Even your own pregnant wife. You killed her with your own hands. What do you mean? Let me tell you, the child in Selena Chu's belly is yours.
Xavier Lin, make weapons for us. His contributions are immense. From today onwards, I grant him the title of free and equal king. He shall not bow at court. He may enter court without bowing. He shall not be addressed by name and praise. He may enter the palace with his sword and shoes on.
Long live the free and equal king. Long live his majesty. Long live, long live.
Please rise quickly. My dear wife, look at me now. I've been granted the title of free and equal king. Naturally, I should live freely now. I told you before. You handle ruling the world. And I'll handle 3,000 beauties in the harem. You are the king of a nation. Your word is law. Once you've spoken, even 1,000 horses can't chase it back. You can't go back on your word.
I really can't do anything about you. Let Grace handle this matter. 10 days from now, you, Luna, and I, along with Luna, will all marry our husband together. In our homeland, with red bridal carriages stretching for thousands of miles, the whole world will celebrate. Additionally, send out a decree. Invite virtuous and talented women.
Yes.
My lady. You are really so good to me.